So hello, welcome to a new Edgewonk trading journal review. And by the way, the offer is still available if you are an Edgewonk user. If you have a nicely filled out trading journal, you can send us your backup. There's a link in the description below with all information. We will do a free review. We will dig very deep into your journal, try to find weaknesses, try to find performance leaks, and maybe help you spot a few areas that you can change in your trading to potentially become a better trader, improve your performance, and also provide a few tips on how to use Edgewonk overall. So today we have a very nice journal. I went through it and there are many nice examples how a trader should use Edgewonk. And I also found a few things how the trader could potentially improve his trading. And so let's get right into it. We are starting here on the home screen and you can see first glance, very nice performance. We are on an 8.8% gain right now. You can see there are a few periods where the performance is going sideways or dipping a little bit. And after here, this area, we have been more or less in a sideways period. Recently, it seems like the trader is recovering a bit. So let's look into this a little bit deeper and see what we can find. When we scroll down in the overall evaluations, we see that first glance, everything looks quite nice. We have a win rate of 65% if we exclude or if we count the win rate, the break-even trades. We dip to a 40.08% win rate, which is not bad when the parameters are right. You can see an average or multiple of 0.39. We have an expectancy of 9.24. So those are all positive figures, obviously. So the trader is having a positive performance. But what really stands out here is the average winning and average losing performance. You can see the average losing performance, it's larger. So this is something that really needs to be addressed. We need to look into this deeper, and we will do that in this review. Also, when we look here at the running stats, it is currently for this month, it's the same issue. You see the average winning performance is smaller than the average losing performance. So his losing trades are bigger than his winning trades, which is not a good sign, but we will look into this as well. So from here on, the next step would be that we go to our equity graph. And I would suggest that let's take a look at the last 75 trades or 100 trades, because the trader has taken quite a lot of trades and we can analyze that. So you can see here when we scroll through that, the performance is more or less going down here for the first 60 trades roughly. And then he's recently seeing a recovery. We are just barely closing here, just below zero. So overall, this is a very rough period here. A lot of trades where the trader first had a lot of losing trades, quite a long drawdown, but he seems to be recovering. If we take a look here at the background, the tilt meter, you can see that the tilt meter very nicely corresponds with the drawdowns and with the dips. So every time you can see a dip in the equity graph, then also the tilt meter in the background is going down or is going sideways, which means that he's assigning more negative comments to his trades, which we should look into more. And then here on the way up, the tilt meter is rising again. So this is confirming that as soon as he's back to disciplined trading, following his trading plan, then his performance is improving as well. So that's a good sign and a very important finding. So for that, I would go to the journal as the next logical step, and we can scroll to the right. We have the entry, the exit, and the trade management comments. And now we would look for outliers or things that stand out here with regards to the comments that he has assigned, because those essentially drive the tilt meter. So let's take a look. And I did that already. The entry comments look quite all right. You can see most of the entry comments, they stayed according to plan. So with his entries, it seems like that the entries are mostly on point. He has a few ones here and there where he has some FOMO, some too late and too early trades, but more or less it is good for the most part. The exit and the trade management comments, they show a few issues here. They show that he's not always assigning the positive comments to his exits and his trade management, which makes sense when we look at the next tab. But so this is a first good way of how we can use this progression. We go from the home tab to the equity graph where we look for drawdowns, we look for the tilt meter, then we come back to the journal, we look for which comments did he assign mostly, what are the negative comments mostly, and then we can go down, or next I would go to the trade management graph, and you can see for now, first of all, it looks okay. The orange performance, which is the current performance, is well above the potential performance here in green, although very, very important, there are periods here where he would have been better without trade management, and also here at the beginning it was a little bit more unclear. So it means that sometimes he's mismanaging his trades, which could either mean he's taking his exits too early or he's letting his losing trades run too long, and that is something that the trader needs to address. So as we found out in the equity graph and the journal, there seems to be issues with his trade management and his exiting trades. So let's take here a look, and let's take here a few exit comments. So I saw that he is assigning a lot of too late exits, and obviously when we look at that, you can see here he is losing a lot of performance. This is what the yellow graph is showing. He's losing a lot of money by exiting his trades too late. This seems to be a common theme for the trader, and something that he really needs to look in and find out why he's doing that. Then we can also take the here for too soon, so exits that he is taking too soon. You can see he's also losing quite a lot. This is in our multiples, not as much as in the other one, but this is definitely also an issue, and he needs to look into his exits. Those seem to be the weaknesses for the trader. Now I would go as next step here to our trade analytics, and we want to focus a little bit on trade management here for this trader. Maybe look at how he's placing stops, managing his trades, and targets as well. So first of all, but I always like to start with the trade setups. Even though I don't know the trading specifics of this trader, it is always good to look for outliers in expectancy and the sum of the gain, because they really can show problems here in how the trader reacts. So you can see here when we have outliers, those really stand out. Here the sum of the losses is much greater than what you see here on any of the other values, and those are only 7 trades, so he's losing a lot of money. You can see the expectancy quite high for the negatives here as well. This one seems to be an issue, so I don't know what his setups are, but look for outliers in your sum or in your expectancy per trade as well. Those can be really great opportunities to work on your trading, to stop those performance leaks, and they can easily make a huge impact if you can either avoid those trades by looking at what they have in common or trying to improve them in the future. Then as next, I would change the layer here, and I always like to start here with a trade outcome when we look at order specifics. So here's the trade outcome, and now when we look, we have break-even trades, losing and winning trades. So let's take a look here at the updraw and the drawdown, and you can see here something really stands out. The updraw here for his winning trades is 190%, which means that on average the price goes on after his take profit has been taken, or either he's exiting his trades. The price keeps on going on for quite a while, almost twice as much as his initial target. So this is really something that a trader needs to address. His updraw of 190% is quite all right. It is a good sign. It shows that there is more potential for the trader, but he really needs to work on his exits and his trade management overall. His average drawdown is quite good. You can see it's not too high. It is on average is 73%. So this means that the price keeps traveling 37% towards his stop loss on average, which is good. You don't want to see a very low number, because it means that you're setting your stops too far away. If you can see that the average updraw here is above 100%, it shows that there might be some potential here for the trader to improve his trading approach overall. I also found that if we take the setups here and we also do the same, we look for the updraw, you can see that there are some outliers which show huge updraw figures. We can let Edgewonk sort this. So you can see here we have an updraw of 530%, although it's only one trade. You can see we have here 412 on those winning trades. You can see here 280, 229, and those all means that the price kept traveling 2, 3, 4, even here 5 times the way after he exited his trade, and that is something that can improve a trading performance quite significantly if a trader finds ways how to capture those extra potential profits. I really liked how the trader also organizes his sessions. There are very good examples, so let me scroll back to the top. And you can see here there are lots of sessions, and especially the lessons learned really are nice, and they show that the trader is really caring about his trading journal, his trading routine, and he's really self-objective. He's looking at his trading very detailed. You can see here he said be prepared to trade or don't trade at all. Very good advice. Don't hesitate on good setups. Then he has a lot of more that he could have made much more money. He's aware of a few of his issues that he's having, obviously, and he said he reminds himself, continue to abide by rules, don't overtake and take stops when it hits. That's also very good advice. And if you have such a nice filled out journal with detailed sessions, it's a fun and rewarding experience. You can come back to your sessions, you can go through your trading journey, remind yourself of everything that you have learned, that you want to remind yourself of, and then Edgewonk becomes much more than just a regular trading journal, but it's your personal mentor that is always there for you, always looking over your shoulder. And also when you are then making your trading decisions, you always have your Edgewonk in mind, you have your tilt meter in mind, you have your sessions in mind. You don't really want to mess this up. If you are on a good run on your tilt meter, then you are thinking twice, should I really take this trade? I know this is not according to my rules. And then often our users report that they are actually skipping those trades where they know they should not be in, and that it will ruin their tilt meter. Hold winners, very good. He seems to be aware of it, that he has some issues with this. He's reminding himself and giving himself reassurance that he's just has to stick to his entries and its exits, and everything will turn out okay. Don't hesitate. It's a numbers game. Take the trade and manage it wisely. Very nice. So this is a very great example of how you can use your sessions. You can see here when we look at the dates, almost every day, with a few exceptions, he's taking and entering a new session. So that is very good on the discipline side as well, and a very nice journal overall. What is next for the trader? I would really suggest that he should set up an alternative strategy. So we go to your settings, then under alternative strategies, you can activate them here. And then under your trade management, they will actually show up. And the trader seems to have more potential. There seems to be ways how he could capture more of his profits by better exiting or managing his trades, and that is something that he should really explore, and alternative strategies are a great feature here. One thing that I forgot actually is the missed trades. He is using the missed trades, and he seems to be missing quite a few trades, and the trades that he's missing, that he's losing or he's leaving a lot of money on the table. So that's also something that he should really address. And that is also another thing where Edgewonk can really remove all the uncertainty traders have. Many traders, they have ideas what they could change. Maybe they don't know how to validate it, but Edgewonk is really great at answering all those questions for you and really removing all the uncertainty that you have in all areas of your trading. So my first tip, he should really try to set up a alternative strategy for different ways of testing take profits, trade management, or exit strategies. That is something that he should really look into. Then the second, we can come back to the missed trades here actually, and I would really recommend that. I saw he has some slots left for his custom statistics. I would try to set up a custom statistics where he is tracking reasons why he is missing trades. He's sometimes assigning a few custom statistics. It's not really detailed, so he should really try to look at this area as well in his trading journal, try to find out what is the common theme, why is he missing so many trades. Then also in the journal, since he has a few custom statistic comments left, I would recommend to set up one comment for a management or a trade exit specific issue or idea that he wants to track. So that is another way of how he can quantify and dig deeper into his performance leak. So it's always good if you can really find just one or two issues in your trading. It is showing you that not everything is completely wrong, but there are very specific things that are costing the trader quite a bit of money. And so you should really focus on improving those areas very specifically, and setting up a custom statistic in combination with the alternative strategy should be here a very good approach. Also, go back to the trade analytics and look for the outliers and expectancy of and some. Those can also, as I've seen, make quite a big of a difference, because adding those outliers up, they amount to quite a big of a loss. And without those, or just with less, the equity graph would look quite differently. So a very nice journal, a very good few lessons here to be learned, and also a good example of how you can use Edgewonk, what it actually then shows you when you enter your data regularly and very detailed. So I hope you enjoyed this review, and if you have a journal that you would like us to review, then make sure to check the link in the description below. Send us your data and I will happily do a review for you next time. Happy journaling and stay safe.